In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the noatikl VSTi successfully with Cubase. We'll start by creating a new project in Cubase. It's a 16 track MIDI sequence. The next thing we need to do is to make sure the VST Instruments panel is displayed. You can do this by going to the menu, selecting Devices, VST Instruments. As you can see, it's already displayed here. We're going to create an instance of the noatikl VSTi like so. And I'll open up a file that I've already created, which is in the template pack that you can download from the Intermorphic website. I'll just close that, we don't need to look at it for now. You'll see there are 3 MIDI channels generated by noatikl in this example. Because we've got 3 MIDI channels we want to render, we're going to set up 3 separate VSTi's to render the audio. And we're going to select these 3. Okay, those are our 3 synthesizers set up. I'll hide noatikl. The next thing we need to do is for each of the MIDI channels, MIDI tracks which are going to receive noatikl MIDI information, we've got to set them up such that their input comes to noatikl VSTi. We do that in this manner. Right, so our 3 MIDI channels that we're interested in rendering through now all have their input from noatikl. Next thing you need to do is to make sure that each of those MIDI tracks only listens out to one specific MIDI channel from noatikl. And you do that by clicking on the Input Transformer button for each MIDI track. Select Local. Select the preset in Channel Filtering, which allows you to listen to only the MIDI channel you're interested in, which is channel 1 in this case, this particular MIDI track. And be sure to select the Active Module checkbox, otherwise your filtering won't work. We do basically the same thing for the next MIDI track. But this time I have this MIDI track filter out to listen only to the second MIDI channel. Make sure the Active Module checkbox is selected, which it is. And finally go to the third MIDI track and have it listen out only to MIDI channel 3. Now, we're almost ready to start noatikl playing. Next thing you need to do is to make sure that for each MIDI track you're interested in, you have the Record Enable button set, and you also have to make sure that for each MIDI track you assign it to render through the appropriate software synthesizer, which we do like this. You note that every time I change the output device it resets the Record Enable button state, which is a bit annoying, but providing you're aware that these Record Enable buttons have to be set, then you'll be fine. So we'll just show our VST Instruments panel again and set them up with some interesting sounds, and I think we're ready to go. We'll start noatikl playing through these software synthesizers. You see they're all playing. Just pop one up to have a look. There it is. So, here we go. It's as easy as that to use noatikl VSTi within Cubase. And what I've just shown you now works equally well with both the Mac and Windows versions of Cubase. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial.